Hey guys, my name is Scalibur, and in today's video I'm going to be trying something a little bit different. I recently watched a video by someone else which basically went into this idea that it's very easy to sink into a persona when you're making videos online. For me personally, I've had to do this for quite some time. I started out doing YouTube and being a person who spoke way too fast. I developed speech mannerisms to slow down my way of speech, and those quickly became very natural for me to fall into while doing YouTube. I'm kind of doing them now. I can kind of hear it in myself. I think I'm better at doing this when I'm talking to somebody because it sort of breaks that thing for me. But in today's episode of Caelesti, I'm going to try and not do that. And ironically, by finishing that sentence in the way I just did it. You might realize what I'm talking about as we go on. But yeah, so I know it's been a little while since I posted a video, but things are starting to really change for me in terms of my life, my passion for YouTube, my goals, what I want to do in the future in terms of my career path and YouTube as a hobby for me in general. And I'm going to have another video coming out really soon where I go into a lot more details about those plans and how I'm feeling about everything right now. If you couldn't tell, Minecraft is not my main focus at the moment. I've become a massive Valheim nerd. I'm loving Valheim right now. I've had over 400 hours in the game since I bought it just over a year ago, and most of those are in the last 6 months alone. It's been awesome, honestly. I'm loving the game. So if you're loving Valheim too, or if you haven't given it a try yet, I do recommend it. If you're like me and you like Minecraft, then Valheim might be the new game that sort of quenches that thirst for you. But you didn't come here for Valheim talk, you came here for Caelesti for some reason. So thank you for enjoying my content, and without further ado, I will go over the changelog as best I can. So first of all, I just did it again. See, I need to stop. Okay, I'm going to try and talk to you like I'm talking to a mate. All right, that's how I'm going to do it now. So you see I've got these ferns here, right? And they look pretty sick. So there's like little ones where they're like only 1 meter high, and then there's larger ones which are 2 meters high, but these are actually all the regular ferns. So it's just kind of like fake height variation on the ferns. I think it's pretty sick. It looks pretty good, right? Yeah, they don't have the right colors yet for all the biomes. So if you go into like a spruce biome or a jungle biome right now, it's going to look like ass. But as usual, my plan with texture pack stuff is always to just delay it till a later pack. So for now, this is kind of dead. But the textures are done. And if you're in like a plains biome, they look all right. So ferns look pretty cool. I also did a texture for leather. It's pretty nice. It's just a very custom texture for leather. I've not really had much experience in the last couple of years of just designing new pixel art stuff because of the fact that it kind of intimidates me. I had a little kind of awakening, I want to say, or like a realization a few years ago where I started to get a little bit bigger on YouTube, and with a few other friends I started the PCO, which is obviously the Pack Creators Onion, and there were a lot of people in that Discord server and in this community of being a resource pack community in general who are extremely judgmental and almost gatekeepy over the quality and the expectations of pixel art. So when that happened to me and I figured out everything that I was doing wrong in terms of pixel art creation, for a very long time I became extremely insecure about my quality of the projects I made. For a long time I then realized that I could just simply rebrand myself as not being a texture pack artist, but more of like a entrepreneur with texture pack stuff, hence the double height ferns and all the biome textures and things like that monstrosity right there. You know, that's kind of what I actually really enjoy doing. I'm not an artist at the end of the day. I am a game designer. So when it comes to doing things like this really isn't my field of expertise anymore, and frankly, it never really was. But I'm going off topic massively. As you can see here, we have a new leather item texture. It's pretty good. And along with leather, we have new item frames. I actually really like the item frames. I think they look really good. There's also a glow item frame, which when placed in the world doesn't look particularly different apart from being slightly brighter, but the item does have a neat animation on the front there so that you can see that it is the glow item frame when it's in your inventory as opposed to the regular one. I think they look pretty good. I think they're really nice. Again, because we did the glow item frame, I had to do the glow ink sac, and of course, because I had to do the glow ink sac, I had to do the regular ink sac. So we have a new ink sac texture. Again, same deal as with the leather. There's nothing special going on here. It's just a new texture that I made and quite like. So there you go, the new ink sac and the new glow ink sac. I'm enjoying this. Is anyone else enjoying this? I feel like I'm talking like more normally than I usually would do. I feel like I'm not pretending to be Scalibur. I'm being Matt. You know what I mean? It's kind of fun. So yeah, here we have maps. You can see I showcase the item frames here. I set out these things like a month ago and forgot to do this. So we have the item frames here. Here you see that they have a larger version with a map in them. In reality, you will never actually see these in vanilla Minecraft, because if you haven't cheated in this kind of like broken map that doesn't actually have any sort of contents on it, the map will instead take the place of this texture. But I guess as the map isn't fully filled in, you can actually see the background. So if you just had a really small section of map filled in, this would technically be seen as well. But as you can see here, there is a larger model for the map item frame. It doesn't have the same level of depth as the regular item frame does, because there's really no need for it. Because again, when the map has been filled in, it will just be a flat surface anyway. All the item frames actually share a similar back texture as well, which again is just a back texture I designed. I think it looks pretty neat. As you can see here, we have a new item texture which uses CIT, which is custom item textures for any of you who are not initiated. As you can see, I have myself a wooden sword, which is a texture we designed a little while back. It's supposed to be some sort of sparring sword. 2 planks of wood tied together with a bit of string. It's pretty nice. If you take your sword and rename it to wooden mallet, or also decorations, then it will take this new texture, which is of course of a wooden mallet. I like the idea of signing chests with appropriate item textures, and this just works, hence why decorations is also a valid name to get the mallet texture. In my single player survival world, I have a whole array of chests with all different descriptions and different item contents, and decorations was one of those chests, so having a wooden mallet was pretty cool. And in case you didn't want to have your, tool of weapon be called decorations, you can also name it wooden mallet, which fits with the wooden sword theming, the name convention, I guess you could say. Onwards from that, I have an elytra texture, which I think looks pretty nice. You can see if I put this on myself, brand new wings. They look pretty cool. I am planning on going to the end and getting myself an elytra in a very near YouTube episode, so this was a really cool thing to do for me. I've never actually designed a custom elytra texture before, and I realized that elytras are not wings. They're actually the kind of shells that beetles have, so it was neat to design something which I thought looked completely different to how it's actually supposed to look in most people's eyes. So if I get myself a rocket here, and we do some flying. I love flying in elytra, it's so cool. As much as I think Minecraft is dying a little bit, and kind of just continually is, because Mojang updates it so incredibly slowly, and the features are so inconsistent. I mean, the game is fun, don't get me wrong, Minecraft is a really fun game. Given that it's one of the most, or if not the most, sold game of all time now, it really shouldn't be as dead as it is, in my opinion, but that's, again, a conversation for another video. No new texture for the firework rocket, just wanted to simply store it here so I could go for a little test flight with the new texture. This also has different breaking stages as well, so if you break the elytra to, I think it was 75%, 50%, and 25% health, it will actually get a brand new item texture as well, which is pretty cool. I can't be arsed showing you that right now, but this is the latest update to the texture pack that you like using, supposedly, so go download it and find out for yourself. Onwards from that, I have custom textures for iron, copper, and gold bars, or ingots. Shall I rename these to copper bar and like iron bar? I kind of like that, actually, because I feel like ingot is like accurate, but I just kind of like the word bar more. I haven't given the block a new texture just yet, but the items do have new textures right now. So I wrote a... Is wrote really the right word? Fuck it. I wrote a new color palette for the iron ingot, and then just kind of applied it to a texture I found online and added all this custom shading and lighting and everything like that, and think it looked really nice. And then I kind of realized if I've done the one ingot, I might as well go and do everything else that's an ingot as well. So I did copper and also gold, and again made custom palettes for the copper and the gold, and I think they look really nice. If I ever get off my ass and come back to this project properly in the future, then we'll have iron, copper, gold blocks as well that will probably share a similar color palette to the item textures. Onwards from that, I decided to also do bricks, and it was actually at the recommendation of someone in the Discord server. I'm sorry, I don't remember who, but someone said that the bricks should be a little bit more chunky than the iron bar and the copper bar and the gold bar, so I did exactly that. So they're a little bit taller, a little bit shorter, they're kind of like chunky bars, and they look more appropriate for a brick texture. Same shit for the nether brick as well, as you can see there. I hate doing this because I always run out of breath. Like, we've been recording now for 9 minutes and I'm out of breath. Like, I want to almost cut the video and take a second to be like, oh, okay, we're good. But like, I don't usually do that. I usually just keep going, and by the end of the video I'm like, this is a beacon, this looks great. So like, let's take a second to chill, shall we? Because that's what we should do in life. So recently, I beat my depression. How cool is that? Like, some of you may know I had depression. I don't have depression anymore, I think. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've beaten it anyway. It's kind of a wild one. I kind of realized a lot of the things in my life that were making me really depressed, and then I just kind of fixed them. That included, but wasn't limited to, removing friends, removing drinking, removing smoking, fixing my work life by quitting my job, fixing my hobby life by stopping doing the hobbies that I wasn't into anymore. There's so many things changed in my life, and I kind of just fixed everything all at once. It was sick. If any of you want to talk about that, go to the Discord and I will gladly chat about it. I'm planning on just recording this video now and uploading it. So if any of you watch it and enjoy it, I'm sure you'll just see it and go do stuff. But it's pretty cool. I've had a whole change of mentality in life. Everything's just suddenly drastically improved. A lot of you may remember I was friends with Mickey Joe Alpha for quite some time. Unfortunately, there was some controversy with something that he was related to, and he turned out to be a bit mad. But not mad in a good way, just mad in a kind of unhealthy way. So he's gone too. But I'm pretty sure all the podcasts are still up, and I'm not regretful of doing those things. They were fun. I enjoyed them. So, Mickey, if you're going to be riled up by someone who comes and tells you, oh, Scalibur was talking about you, and now you end up watching this video, then it's all good, bro. There's no drama, no beef. I don't really care about what happened. I just don't want to be friends with you anymore for obvious reasons. So, I'll probably still watch the podcast. Do you know what? I actually should make a video of me reacting to the podcasts that we made, because I imagine that some of the opinions I had at that time in my life would probably be very long standing, and I'd probably still have them, but some of the opinions are going to be complete ass, and I'll just be ashamed. So that could be an interesting video. I'll think of that now. I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, I just took a break from talking and talked loads. What's wrong with me? I'm gonna have some water. Whew. Okay, nice. So custom texture for the barrier. Pretty sick. Unfortunately, the barrier doesn't display in my world. It's behind all of these item frames, but for some reason it just doesn't render. I have a very strong feeling that it's something fucky that happened with our good friend Optifine. So no barrier, but maybe you don't have this problem, so let me know how the barrier looks in world if you download the pack and can get it working. Same shit as the structure void. You can't see them. They're just invisible for some reason, which is kind of annoying. So can't see what they actually look like in world, but here are the item textures. So we've got barrier and structure void. They're obviously very similar. I changed the system so that they were just the exact same shape as opposed to being two different sized X circles. And now they just have a different color palette. So that's it. It's pretty cool, right? There's a new pumpkin overlay. Which looks pretty good. I went with the idea. Actually, I was looking forward to explaining this. As weird as that sounds. The original pumpkin GUI in vanilla Minecraft looks really dumb in my opinion. I'll show you what I mean. So obviously you have the pumpkin, right? And you have the eyes and the mouth here. Now, in theory, if you were pressed right up against a wall, I'm gonna go all the way out on this now, aren't I? So let's just make a quick thing. Isn't my bedrock texture ugly as shit, man? I've had some really bad taste in the past. Okay, so let's say that your face is right up against the front here. Your left eye is going to be right up against this hole, and your right eye is going to be right up against this hole. To see the pumpkin blur as you do normally in vanilla Minecraft, in vanilla you can literally see the entire front texture in front of you. That would mean that your head is here, in relation to the pumpkin, instead of your eyes actually being where the eye sockets are. It doesn't make any sense. If you right now hold up your hand and make an OK sign, if I remember, I'll put an emoji on screen right now. Make an OK sign with your finger, and then do it with the other hand. And then literally just slowly move them towards your face. And as you'll be able to see, there's a kind of phantom set of fingers that overlap in the middle. That's what this is. That's what the phantom line in the middle of the pumpkin overlay is now. It's where your eyes are kind of seeing both solid parts around the eyes. So it looks pretty good. And obviously I made it look like a blocky texture by doing it really low res and then upscaling it and kind of blurring it a little bit. And I think it looks really good. I think it's a nice system. If I ever get around to actually making the pumpkin texture for the block, then I will use the same kind of color palettes I've used here of dark browns and oranges that have been faded obviously because of the dark interior of the pumpkin to make everything work nicely. So that could be pretty neat. Now, the main reason why you're here. Look how cool that is. Oh my god, that's so good. Thank you, Ewan. I can't take any credit for this. I mean, I can take credit for the texture. I made the texture myself. But obviously the animation there, that's sick, isn't it? Look at that shit. Holy shit, that's cool. Ewan Howell, as I'm sure he needs no introduction from you all, he recently made a resource pack which has skeletons breaking dynamically and having like fake gravity applied to them, which is what you're seeing right here. And I went to him and just said, bro, that's sick, can I have it? And he just said yes. So it was pretty cool. Like, Ewan's very good for that kind of thing. He loves making prototype things for Minecraft resource packs. Like, he'll design something usually using CEM animations just to prove that it's possible, and then of course his texture pack that he makes isn't really a texture pack, it's more of just like a proof of concept. So I know from his approach of doing things that he's more than happy to take these ideas and let other people use them in like a, you know, quote unquote real scenario. So I asked him if I could use the model, and he said yes, and he spent a bit of time teaching me how it worked, so I would have a little bit of extra knowledge for myself, which I hugely appreciate. And yeah, now we have this skeleton that dynamically just collapses to the ground with all its different parts. I think it's awesome. It's so cool. I did the same shit for the wither skeleton as well, so you can see the wither skeleton falls down there and gets destroyed. And the wither skeleton still retains all of its custom animations I wrote last time, which have a bit of random slanting. Oh wait, no, is that new? That might be new, actually. No, it is new. Shit, sorry. It's been a while since I made this update, so I'm just kind of like winging it right now, if I'm honest. So in the previous version of Caelesti, the wither skeleton was actually a multitude of different models that used texture variation to have all the different like bits of limb kind of rotation here. So you can see his hips are a bit rotated round, his head is kind of like on and offset, he looks like a puppy that's confused. You know, his arm's a bit junted out to the side this way. Because the wither skeleton is supposed to look like a skeleton that's kind of like broken, you know, it's breaking down, it's deteriorating. So now all of that random variety with the rotations on the different limbs and the head and everything, all animation driven. So there is now only one model for the wither skeleton, one texture for the wither skeleton, which again saves on performance. And in addition to that, this is now more random because the arms can be a random value between two clamped values in order to, you know, dictate how much they're rotated. This is just straight up a better way of doing it. And again, I have to credit Ewan for this one. He showed me how to do it. He helped me implement it. And of course, all of this stuff, you know, the animations, it's all his work. It's all awesome. Please go subscribe to Ewan Howell if you haven't already. I mean, he has like 30k subs and I have 1k, so I'm gonna I'm gonna assume you're already subscribed to him. But he's pretty awesome. He makes loads of cool texture packs. So yeah, go give him credit because it's pretty sick. I also made the is this spectral? I didn't know what that was called for a second. Then Jesus Christ, spectral arrow. Okay, so time sets 18,000. You can see it has got emissive properties. Yay, we love a bit of emissive. First reason why I ever blew up as a texture pack artist was because of fucking emissive, just by having glowing eyes on shit. It's so easy to do. Those were the days, right? You know, when I just discovered a new feature of Optifine and posted it on Reddit and then got like 200 subscribers in 2 days. Those were the days. I used to enjoy that thrill so much. It just doesn't happen anymore, but that's fine. So yeah, emissive properties on the spectral arrow, pretty sick. The beacon now has a correct glass model. So previously the beacon was using the old glass system. Well, actually the glass item. You know, the glass item, you can't see the other side of the glass. My glass in Caelesti, you can see the other side of the glass, as you can see there. Like, every glass has an internal cube that's been inverted, so you can see the other side of the glass block. The beacon didn't have this at one point, and now it does. So it really is just a case of parity, I guess. Because the beacon consists of a block of glass, so it should really follow the same rules as the actual glass itself, and it now does. So the glass item texture and the glass beacon will both have a regular way of doing glass from vanilla Minecraft, where you can't see the other side of the glass, but when placed in world, as you can see here, you can now see the other side of the glass in both the glass and the beacon. Take a shot every time I just said the word glass, and you will die. You're welcome. And finally, I don't know what this is in reference to. I have no idea what this is in reference to. I think I might have just put this here just to be like, yeah, beacons, lol, amazing. I didn't do the netherite ingot. Oh, fuck, I'm dumb. Oh, that's annoying. Whatever, man. It's fine. Although I just had a great idea for netherite. Damn, did I just inspire myself? Nah. Nah, fuck this. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this update to Caelesti. Again, lots of shit to discuss. I wanted to make this more of a casual video in the end. I hope that's how it came across. I feel like I've just been rambling for 20 minutes, as I usually do, but it's been more fun for me, so I hope you enjoyed. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take to the comments, talk to me about shit. It'd be fun, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Have a very nice day. Go download my pack on CurseForge 12 times if you can, so I get reward store points. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.